The topic of discussion for this video is going to be tinea, which is in layman terms called as ringworm. So this is also called as dermatophytosis, and basically this is superficial fungal infection of the keratinized tissue. So what are the keratinized tissues in dermatology? Not only skin, they are hair and the nails, right? And these are keratinophilic fungi, and basically they have an enzyme called as keratinase, which is going to degrade the keratin protein present in the skin, hair and the nails. And they are very rarely invasive, so for all practical purposes you can remember they are only going to be superficial, involving the dead keratinous layer, right? So now I hope you remember what are all the dermatophytes. Yes, in microbiology you have read them. They are Trichophyton, Microsporum and Epidermophyton. Very important, remember. So skin, hair and nails, which structures are involved and which structures are spared by which organism, which genera is important to remember. So as you can see, the name suggests Trichophyton. So this is going to infect and involve all the three structures, right? And we are reading this in dermatology class, so all of them will infect the skin. So you can easily remember what are the structures which are spared. So okay, Microsporum, it is very close, the first alphabet Microsporum M, it is very close to the alphabet in the nail. So that's the reason why Microsporum is going to spare the nails. Likewise, if you see the first alphabet in the Epidermophyton is very close to H, E, F, G, H. So that's why hair is spared by the Epidermophyton. So this is simple logic to remember which structure is spared. Very important for NEET, PG and INSET examinations. So coming to the source of infection, remember we have this geophilic which are going to be acquired from the soil, zoophilic which are going to be mainly affecting and infecting the animals. From animals, the human beings can acquire the infection. Anthropophilic, finally human to human. This is also one of the roots, common roots. So tinea, if you remember in microbiology you might have read an other tinea. So tinea solium, tinea saginata. Remember this tinea, the spelling is different. It is Tinea. And depending upon the site of the fungal tinea infection, we have various steps of the tinea. So as you can see here, this is a list. So tinea corporis, whenever the infection is involving the body, right? Fungal infection. Tinea capitis, so where is cap one? It is over the scalp. So scalp and the hair infection over the scalp, we call it as tinea capitis. And barbae is beard area if it is infected. Cruris is groins, and pedis is we are going to have the foot. It's also called as athlete's foot in fact. And we also have the involvement of the nail. So tinea ungworm, or it is broadly called as onychomycosis, right? So now let us see what are the important clinical features of each of these types of tinea. So tinea corporis, what are the common sites which will be affected? Usually most of the patients, they are going to have the involvement over the trunk, limbs and waist. These are the common areas, right? And what will be the clinical picture? How will the lesion look morphologically? So you can see this is the clinical picture of the lesion, which is looking like a round lesion, isn't it? It is having center which is very clear. Center is clear and it is a round lesion, and this type of a lesion we call in dermatological terms as an annular lesion. A round lesion which is having central clearing, annular lesion, right? And at the periphery you can see that there is erythema, redness is there, and also you can see scaling is present. And what is the important symptom which the patient is going to present in the fungal infections? It is going to be itching. Very important symptom, itching, right? And this type of lesions can be present over the body multiple. It can be single or multiple, and they are usually going to be asymmetrical. That is, if right side is having the lesion, it's not that left side also will have the lesion. It could be asymmetrical usually, most of the times, right? Next, tinea cruris, if the same type of morphological lesion is present in the groin, we call it as tinea cruris, right? So next is tinea capitis. So remember, tinea capitis is commonly seen in the children, whereas the rest of the tinea are also seen in the adults. Whereas tinea capitis is very common in the childhood age group. And patients, children are going to have not only the infection due to the fungus, but also there will be a problem, that is the hair loss, which is called as alopecia. this can also be associated, right? And there are various types of the Tinea capitis. So you just remember the names, you can write down the names. So they are the kerion, they are the favus. So these two are the varieties which are going to produce cicatricial alopecia, that is the hair loss is going to be permanent hair loss, So in these two types, cicatricial is scar formation. So hair once lost, it's going to be lost forever, it will not regrow. So there are other types of Tinea capitis in which there is going to be non-scarring type of alopecia seen, and those type of Tinea capitis you can remember them as black dot and grey patch. So you can just remember these four names: black dot, grey patch, kerion, favus. Okay, that must be sufficient. And this is the picture where you are able to see this is the active phase of the Tinea capitis, where there are pustular lesions present, hair loss is there, right? And after the treatment, as you can see here, the pustules inflammation reduced, but you can see the hair is lost. It is lost forever, it will not regrow again. Okay, that is a problem with Tinea capitis. Next is Tinea barbae. Mustache area is going to have the tinea, and it can also be associated with localized hair loss, because tinea infection can also cause this hair loss. So you can see again the annular lesion which is having the involvement of the beard area, right? Next condition is Tinea pedis. It is athlete's foot, and you can see the involvement in between the digits, interdigital spaces. As you can see here, this is the Tinea pedis. Next is Tinea unguum, onychomycosis. You can see there will be chalky crumbling of the nail, and also there can be this kind of a hyperkeratotic material which is present below the nail plate. So this is the Tinea unguum or onychomycosis. So commonly clinical features, you can remember that it is going to be a annular lesion which is going to have a central clearing and a slightly raised periphery, and important symptom, like I have told you, it is going to be associated with itching. How is it diagnosed? Usually most of the times it is clinical history and examination which will be sufficient, but if we have a doubt, we can do a potassium hydroxide mount where we can see the presence of this long septate hyphae, because the KOH, it is going to dissolve the keratin, so we can see the hyphae becoming visible. Okay. Coming to the treatment part, you can remember if there is localized infection of the skin, we can use topical treatment modalities which are going to be antifungal medication, clotrimazole, miconazole, ketoconazole, terbinafine. There are so many other cyclopyrox. Okay, coming into the market right now, aberconazole, but you can remember azole groups, topical azoles will be used, twice daily application. Whereas in the case of the infection of the scalp or beard area, we can also prescribe as an adjuvant ketoconazole shampoo, right? And systemic therapy might be required if the disease is more generalized. Okay, extensive unresponsive treatment, yes, we can use griseofulvin. Remember, griseofulvin is the drug of choice for the Tinea capitis. It is not used in other types of tinea, only in Tinea capitis, whereas the rest of the others, ketoconazole, fluconazole, they were used previously in the past, but nowadays we are going to prescribe mostly itraconazole and terbinafine for our patients, right? So this is about the tinea, and this much if you can write, that would be more than sufficient for your university examinations. I hope this video was helpful, so please do the like button and also do comment if you have any other queries, and do subscribe to my YouTube channel for more such awesome videos on a regular basis. Thank you so much. Happy learning. Bye bye.